Hi friends, it's Julia. I wanted to come and show you all of the Christmas embellishments before I start working on my cards, or before I started working on my 1 kit 12 cards for the month of July. I put together tons of embellishments out of scraps and maybe little package pieces, like, you know, when you have little word phrases that come like this, or when you have sticker books like this. You can create all sorts of embellishments, and I know that's a big thing, making your own embellishments. Well, yeah, I do that, and I have for years. So I want to show you what I have been creating. I have really gone on a kick of making Christmas embellishments, and so I have tons and tons of embellishments. So let me start. Each of these I did not do anything super fancy. Like, I laid these embellishments out and started stacking and just playing around. These are simple. Leftover craft cardstock that's cut down to a tag shape. I glued a wood veneer and then a felted little deer on it. Put some enamel dots in the center and then use some of that garland to create ribbon for it. And I put a photo corner on each of these. I did use hot glue, so you see a little bit of hot glue around the edges, but that really doesn't matter to me. I had 3 ornaments, and so I took those 3 ornaments and I put them again with the photo corner. I put the holly leaf here, enamel dots. 2 of my ornaments had backing already, this one and this one, and so I just added in the silver behind this one. I used the wood veneer tree anemone that I put on just plain off-white color cardstock and then fussy cut it out, and put a holly leaf on there, and then a ribbon from the stash that I brought in. The twine that I added in is some that's been in my stash. I didn't add it in, but I went ahead and used it. So I created 3 with these ornament shapes. Then I had the felted Christmas trees, and you can see I went through, I pulled in stars. And this one has a few ornaments on it, but the rest of them all have stars on them. I have 7 of these that are like this. And so I had 2 green, 3 cream, and 2 red. The 2 reds I did with silver photo corners. All of these I did with gold. Same, the gold stars or the vellum star in the background, and then gold enamel dots, and then metallic enamel dots, and then over here I added the silver and then the red vellum piece here, but they're all basically the same in format. Even these are all the same in format. I have a photo corner down on the bottom. Okay, every one of these has a photo corner on the bottom, and then I went through and I added whatever central piece that I was going to add, and then I built up from there, and I added enamel dots. These 2 are different in that I just had wood veneer, and so you can see with this one I had 2 of the little light bulbs left over, and so my photo corner is down here, and even though these are silver snowflakes, I still use gold, the combination of the 2, because the wood veneer had a snowflake on the background. This one says December 25th. I used some of those filigree type embellishments with the flowers, and I put those on there with the enamel dots. So all of those were created at the same time. I just spread everything out and then took my time, glued down the photo corners, I did pull the hot glue gun out so that I hot glued all of these felted pieces down to the background, because otherwise they won't stick very well, and they'll lift over, you know, a couple of days time. I put all of the embellishments on top besides the enamel dots. The 2 green ones have the smaller holly leaf because I had those left over. Yeah, and then these ornament ones have the larger holly leaf on it. But all of those were created at one time. So there's 5. 10, 14 embellishments there. This set is ones that I took the smaller shapes that I had cut out, the banner shapes that I had cut out, and I placed those all down, and then I had some larger ones that I cut out to do the same thing with. And you can see all of these are basically the same format. I went through, I started with the background. A lot of these with the pattern paper have a solid inner banner shape, and those with the outer pattern paper, outer cardstock or pattern paper, or paper that is solid, has the inner paper that is patterned. So I used a couple of flowers that I had, and then I used some of the scallop circles and some just stickers. I layered them up: stitch circle, scallop circle, sticker circle. These two are plain. I did not add additional stickers to the inside because I like that very faint hint of pink in there, and I love this embellishment on the front, that pattern paper on the front of that one. And I can tell you, like this one with the pink here on that one, and this pattern paper, they have been in my stash for years. And I have just held on to every little bit and piece because I have loved them. And so here are these three. Again, that is a scallop circle that I had punched out with stickers on all three. And then I used flat back pearls and some little bitty blings along the edges. So there's those. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of those. Then I got some tags out. And again, I laid all my tags out and then started layering up. And I had 8 of the tags. I had, the Puffy Girls left over on a sticker sheet. I had the flowers left over. Those are the circles that I cut from the pattern paper years ago, and that's what I have left to go there. And this is where I used that scallopy sunshine die to create these. I popped up that scallop circle there in the background of that, and then I put my leaf over here, and I had all of this greenery that I had previously punched out to create wreaths with. I never created the wreath, so it all got dumped into my stash. And so you can see this is what I created. I did use my hot glue to glue her down, her and the flower down, to this glitter paper, only because we all know adhesive is not great on glitter paper. So I did use my hot glue on all of these. And they're all just a little bit different in the papers, the leaves, and the enamel dots on them, but they are all the same. They're all the same design. These 3 or these 4 all have that central scallop circle, followed by the Joy to the World that's cut out of pattern paper, and then that's popped up, enamel dots and a holly leaf on top. And so all 3 of those are exactly the same with different colors behind. That's the only difference there. And then this one was the only different one because I pulled in a red poinsettia leaf from my last kit that I had pulled together, and so I used it here. But that's the only difference, and there are 8 of those. You can see when I make embellishments like these, I mass produce. I don't do anything uber fancy. It's all mass quantity. Next, I did these. I'm actually going in backwards order from the order that I created last to the order, that I first created. And I don't know how many, I don't remember how many of these. These are the ones that I used all of my Christmas trees on, or triangle pieces, banner type pieces that I had. These are the ones that I used a ton of wood veneer on. And I punched out more circles, stitched circles for these, and then I punched out the or die cut the doily shape on the background. These are all the same in that they have the Christmas trees in the background, the deer on the front with the holly leaf on it, and then bling. And I just mixed it all up. Whatever I had is what I used. I did not punch any more Christmas trees out. I did not punch any more triangles out. And each of these is different, but they're all the same. I don't think, on some of them I had the same Christmas trees, and when I did, I tried to put different deer on there. Those are going to tip over. So I didn't count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 of those. Then I had a whole set with circles as the background starter piece. Then I have a scallop circle on the front. I have a flower, and then I had ribbon and bling. And then I used a sticker that I put on cardstock to give it some extra firmness. And I went through and I created each of these. They're all the same but different. Some of these have Christmas trees in packages instead of flowers. This one has a snowflake. There's a large package. Another large package and a Christmas tree and a flower. That one has, there's a tag on there. Huh, I did use one. Yeah, I like that one, how that one turned out with the snowflake. And then in doing these, I wanted to keep along the same lines. I had these different odd shapes. I only had one of that one, and then this larger ornament shape. So I had both of those, and I created those. But same process, really. You have your embellishment pieces, a highlighted phrase there across the middle. This one doesn't have a phrase. It just has the package and the Christmas ornament on it with the enamel dots and flat back pearls, and there's some greenery on here. Again, that garland for that is along the lines of an ornament tie, the same with on that one. And that's just a scrap of paper, one that I've held on to for years, that I used back behind here, and that's one of the triangle pieces that I had cut out. And there's one of those flowers that had the craft background, and that was actually a border strip that I held on to. So there are those, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. And then I had these stockings that I had created several years ago with some scrap papers, and put them in my stash, but I had not embellished them at all. So what I did was I used my garland. I went around each top and put a holly leaf and the little berries, and then I put 2 ornaments on each one. Then I cut out those flat stickers, the poinsettia stickers, put them on there, added a sticker sentiment to each one, and I popped these up down here, and then I added a little bit of bling down to each. They're all the same, but a little bit different. And there are 8 of these. And when these were in my stash, they were just the plain stockings. I had not done anything to them prior to this. These I had previously made several years ago, but I thought rather than incorporate these on other embellishments, I'm going to leave them as is, and then I can use them for cards or scrapbooking. These are all the oddball shaped ones, I think. That's a scrap of paper. There's a scrap of paper. There's a scrap of paper and a shape. And then I have these 2 that are die cuts that I had in there that I put on that background paper, that green background paper, and just fussy cut around them. So simple. And I did that with a lot of the owls, the fancy owls that I had. I did the same thing with those. So they're not new embellishments this year, but I went ahead and put them on the glitter paper and then fussy cut around them. And then all of the ornaments that I had left over, I did the same thing. So all of those are not new per se, but I just did something with them. But each of these, like there's an ornament on here, an ornament on here, and an ornament on here with background paper. This one has another piece of that ho 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 border strip. Each one has a package. Each little ornament has a bow. Each package has a holly, and there's either enamels or flat back pearls on each one. And these are pieces of leftover pocket page cards. And this is one, I love this. So simple. This is a piece of a border strip that I had left over, and then a couple of gold stars, and that ribbon I've had left over. I popped up the stars and this sentiment to create that. Very simple. And then finally, where I started, those are a couple of pieces that I had fussy cut out that I didn't do anything with. I just threw them into my embellishment box. And finally, where I started was these. I took my bigger pieces to do something with. Let me put these out. So I took one of my doves there, took a piece of ribbon, a scrap of paper, used a couple stickers there, put some pearl bling and some red bitty bling, not bitty blings, they're just blings on there. And then I supported the ribbon with a random piece of cardstock, and there's that one. This one is my last of the ornaments here, or it was actually my first, one of my larger pieces of paper. That is one from a paper stack, I don't remember what, but I love that paper and I've had it for years. Don't see myself ever getting rid of it unless I use it up on a project like this. Those Christmas trees that I had in my stash for the longest time, I just layered them up, added some red bling, added a couple more of those tickets. I used 2 more. Huh, what do you know about that? And then put a sticker on top and then layered up some ribbon behind there. This is that shape that I added in that I had previously cut out on a project. Added one of those felted trees, one of the large stars, and added this puffy girl to it, and then the bling, of course, on the tree. Same with this one. And then this is another one of those ribbon embellishments that I use that paper that I really love. A couple of stars, some bling, enamel dots, and then the ribbon in the background, and again supported on a piece of random cardstock. So how many is that all together? 90. Man, I should have kept plugging along for 10 more to have an even 100 embellishments. Anyway, this is everything that I have created to make cards with. So there are 90 embellishments to put cards together with or to scrapbook with, whichever I decide. I have a ton of them here. And I think I'm done making embellishments this year, unless I have a wild hair to do it some more. It's fun. You know, doing a little project like this, I can lay these tags out and work on those, lay them all out and add a little something else, come back and glue everything down assembly line fashion, if you will. Same with these ones that I made you. I think I showed you, I pulled these out of my stash. These are ones that I made several years ago. I just cut the vellum down and put it on top of a punched out snowflake die on this background that has snowflakes on it, and then on top of the vellum I put the pieces of bling. Yeah, put the little piece over the top to add some reinforcement at the top and made them into gift tags. Yeah, those turned out lovely, and simple, easy project that you can do that doesn't take a lot of time because you lay everything out assembly line fashion and create stuff. I can use these for gift giving. I can put that, punch a little hole, put some twine on there, tie it to a package, and then just put a little label, or cut a little piece of cardstock on the back and put back there and put to and from. Same with those. That's completely empty, so I can put to and from on there, or two, however I want to do it. Same with those. They can be used as gift tags. Even these ones can be used as gift tags. So any of these can be used in any capacity, on a scrapbook layout, on the front of a card, as a gift, on a package to give. So I encourage you, get into your stash and start playing around with your scraps. If you want to see how these go onto cards, check out my one kit 12 card series that I have on my channel. This year I have been doing all Christmas cards. I decided to do my Christmas cards like this in order to have them all done by December, and I've made a pretty good headway. I'm still working on making more embellishments as far as stamping images and fussy cutting or die cutting out, because I pulled all those supplies out. I want to get them used and put together, if not for this year, for next year, because that's something that I find that I like to do. I like to make these type of embellishments with my scraps and leftovers. So we'll see after I make some more Christmas layouts what kind of scraps I have left to play with, and we'll just go from there. After this year, or maybe by the end of this year, I may feel like putting some more together. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching my video, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.